Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Mastermind Call for September. Welcome. So glad you're here and congratulations for making time to work on your business. Let's all lean towards the camera and say hello to each other. I'm gonna zoom in here. Let's give each other an eye hug.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Wednesday.
Hey, Risha and Melissa, welcome, welcome. Let's give each other some twinkle fingers. Welcome to not doing it all alone. Welcome to being here, practicing with your
Serena, you're
call. This is our mastermind call. And we are going to be working on the W of
that's you're
You're
freezing.
going in and out. Yeah, you're freezing.
You're going in and out, Serena.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hear me now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So the W of grow. Before we hop in there, I want to give the floor to Shannon, who's got some special announcements. And while she does that, I'm going to fiddle with my Wi-Fi to make sure it's solid. Okay? All right. Shannon, can you hear me today?
I can hear you. It's definitely going in and out. So play with that as much as you can, and I'll just get us started. So first of all, I noticed there are some new faces in the group today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of our brand new clients. Oh, you're getting blown kisses from your bigger sisters at Women Rocking Business. Be still my beating heart. You are all so sweet. Yes, we have the big sisters who have been here in the program, and we have the little sisters who are just joining us, both for leadership and for leverage. I want to make sure we're all really on the same page today, and let our new women know that this mastermind is going to go deep into an enrollment piece that our women have been practicing in our programs for a while. So if you're new on the call today, you are welcome to be here. You are welcome to study with us and learn this, but we do not expect you to get this piece down pat today. We do not expect you to understand the ins and outs of the GROW model just yet. So this is just for you if you're new and you're just picking these pieces up as you go. Don't put the pressure on yourself to have to know what this is. We are going to be going into breakouts and practicing some things. So if you don't know what your marketable program is, if you don't have a price for your program, this might not make sense. And you can be a witness to what is happening in the breakout groups. You can also jump off the call when we go into breakout groups. If you're like, great, I got the training and I'm looking at this and it's, I'm not ready to practice. We don't expect you to practice. You're going to get this training and you're going to get all of this stuff as you go in your program. So we're just welcoming you here today, exactly where you're at. Deep breath. Many calls happening. Your program officially starts with your training call in October, and so we're just welcoming you here today. For those of you that are here in our programs already, we are going to be practicing the W in GROW, the wrap-up section in GROW. And we're super excited to get that to you today. Hopefully we'll get Serena back here, but either way, you've got me. I'm locked and loaded for a really awesome training today.
I'm back.
Oh, she's back. Yay. Okay. Good. Good. I'm glad you're back. Well, let me still do is just giving them some context about what it means to be new and on this call, Serena. So we covered that. And I'm going to give them their announcements now.
Sounds great.
Awesome. So one of the things we are wanting you to have access to today is your GROW template. This is found in your member site, and it's going to be under the red or the pinkish red master tile And it's also found in the Facebook group files. So if you're not in your member site yet, you can just go over to the Facebook group for leadership or leverage and go into the Facebook files and grab the Grow template. It's sitting right there for you. So have that up. We also want to remind everyone that we have a VIP day coming up on Tuesday, September 29th from 11 to 4 p.m. Pacific. This VIP day is 10 ways to enroll new clients, 10 ways to get 10 new clients. This is our VIP day for our new group, and our current ladies are welcome to join that VIP day as well. It's a really good refresher. If you've been in the program for 6 months and you want to hop on the VIP day next Tuesday, you are so welcome to join us. And we are going to be there 11 to 4. We also have a extra call for grads. Anyone that's completing this month, we have a bonus call this Friday with Sage and myself. We're going to talk about next steps before you graduate. If you want to continue on with us, we just want to love you up either way. So we welcome you to join. And that's Friday, September 25th from 1 to 3. Check your member site and classes tab for that. That's for our grads this Friday. Okay, Serena, how's it feeling over there? Let's see if we've got a solid line for you.
Tell me, am I coming through? I'm on Sage's line now, so I'm hoping that that is working out. How does it feel?
It sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wapacha. Everyone just take a deep breath with me because I think that would feel really good. I love quoting Jen Sebastian in moments like this. She is our tech guru, and she says, technology can be evil. And it's important not to take it personally. I am noticing all the time. So I'm now on stable Wi-Fi, and I'm excited that we're all here because our mastermind call today is a really important distinction in our enrollment conversations. So whether you just hopped into ELA, or leverage, or you've been with us for 6 months or a year, or some of you have been with us for 3 years. What I want to share with you about the Grow model is that it's an art form. Every person that you sit in front of and have a conversation about your program is going to have a different background, different money values. They're going to have eaten something different that day. Like the chances that you're going to be able to do one Grow conversation over and over again exactly the way you did it the last time is really unrealistic. So when you go into these Grow conversations with your clients, be prepared to improvise. Be prepared to really meet your clients where they're at. It's more like a dance than it is something that's solid. And because each person that you sit in front of and talk to your program is so different, what we really want you to have is a template to work with, right? Because as a coach or a mentor, when you're in these Grow conversations, you are holding the context of what happens in those conversations. And because it's like a dance, it could go this way or that way. Your client could go really deep into their dreams and their visions and just like take off like a hot air balloon. Or they could sink down like a rock with their struggles and their obstacles. You really are holding them in the dance between what they want and what they're struggling with, which is why we want you to have the Grow template. So Shannon, can you make me co-host? Because I just want to screen share a sec.
Coming.
No problem. I want to share with you the template and show you exactly where we are so that you can all be on the same page with us. Thank you, Shannon.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got that, but you did.
This is what it looks like. This is the Grow model client enrollment template that we're all suggesting that you work from as the banks, as the structure for these conversations. And what we usually recommend is you begin with the goals. What do your clients want? What's their vision? Move down to their reality. What's stopping them? What's in their way? And then move down to the options part. Now, one of the mistakes that our clients often make is in this options part is where they lay out their paid program. That's not what we're recommending. We're recommending this option part is some strategy that you would offer your client take on whether they work with you or not. Because this really makes your discovery session, your grow conversation valuable whether your client works with you or not, and it also gives them a chance to feel what it would be like to work with you since you give them a little plan or a hot tip on something they could do. It's once you get through the options to the wrap up that you offer your best solution, which is your program, right? And it's where you make the recommendation that they hop into your program, they apply to your program, they consider your program as a solution. Because what's true is we can give our clients tips and strategies, templates, all the things, but it's really long-term mentorship, someone walking alongside them through their valleys to their high points that actually gives people the greatest transformation. And that's really what you are sharing with them in the wrap-up. Now, let's take a big breath there. What's also true is that without creating an importance for them to make a decision, without moving your clients towards that decision and creating some urgency, most people don't decide. It's like we're decision aversive. But what's under that is we're really commitment phobic, right? Because when we commit to something, then we have to show up for it. So in these grow conversations, you can do an amazing dance with your client, learn all about what they want, learn all about what's in the way, and have a solution for them that they really want, but they shy away from making a decision. We want to train you how to walk them through that, because Sage has mentioned that she gets 50% of her sales for programs just hours before the cart closes, right? Because human psychology is designed to only commit when there's a deadline or a really good incentive. So we want to talk about how to bring urgency to the wrap-up part of your grow model. So one of the key phrases, write this down. After you've gone through the O of the conversation, you've said something like, I believe if you do these 3 steps, you can experience these solutions. And then you're going to really let your client know what they could experience, such as, greater income, deeper connections, or less overwhelm. Whatever are the solutions that you're promising. And this is all based on your client's indulgent why. And then after you lay out that mini plan, you're going to ask them, what do you like about that? So write that down. Once you hand them that the mini plan in the O, ask them, what do they like about that? And then once they've told you what they like about that, then you can move into the W, right? Because if you give someone suggestions in the O part of the conversation and they're like, I've already done that, it doesn't work for me. I tried that put me in debt, right? Don't go into the W yet, because you're still showing them that you have something of value. And so ask them, what do you like about that? Hear from them if this is a match for them. And then once you've told them about that plan, you can move into the W. And that's where you start with Sage's $1 million question. How are you hoping I'd be able to support you further? It's a simple but a powerful question. And those of you women here on the call who are from Leverage, you're going to be working at a higher level since you've experienced this before. So if you're in Leverage, give your fellow Leverage Goddess sisters a little bit of resistance and play with the objections like, I can't afford it, right? But for you in ELA, we want you just to practice with getting that out of your mouth. How are you hoping I could support you further? And then we want you to practice confidently saying the price of your program, because that's actually what's next. If you're sitting with a client and you're asking them, how are you hoping I could support you further? And your client comes back with something like, well, I don't know. I really love what you're saying and I know it would support me, but I don't know what to do next. you can share, well, I really recommend you hop into my program. I really recommend you hop into my 6-month program. I really recommend you hop into my Thrive program, whatever. And then wait, because what you're waiting for is for them to ask you, how much does it cost, right? What's the investment? I don't know if I can afford it. Some version of an invitation for you then to share with them the investment in your program. Now, keep in mind that many of you are doing a 2-step grow conversation. So this part of the conversation, the wrap up, where you offer them the price and to jump into your program, might not happen until the second conversation. No problem. You'll probably let them know the full investment on that second call, and then build the value of the program. Then at the end, you can let them know what the discount is, the commitment discount or the down payment, and let them know that while they're considering the program, they might have a final interview where they'll be offered that commitment discount. So this is a mouthful. I've just shared the bones with you. And what we always like to do on these mastermind calls is do a little role play. So you can go back and forth and see how this is in real time. And so what I'd love to have is a volunteer from this group who would like to do this, who's been through Grow Conversations, who knows kind of the steps. I'll be the coach, so you just get to be the potential client who's looking to build her business. And we're gonna role play a little bit. And then this is gonna be a demonstration of what it's like in your small mastermind groups when you work together. So can I get a volunteer? Hi, Kimberly Day. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hi, Kimberly. Thank you for your courage on behalf of all of our students today. Let's give Kimberly a big kiss. Mwah. So Kimberly, you decided to build your business this year, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What's your big why? Why do you want to build a business? What's in it for you?
What's in it for me is to stop the income roller coaster struggle.
What does that mean?
My income goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. I want to get consistent so I can be repeating what I'm doing month over month and not being worried about where my next mortgage payment's coming from.
Awesome. So ladies, just taking some notes here. Kimberly, if she and I had been in a Grow conversation, we would have gone deep into what is her actual money goal. How much is that mortgage payment? What else does she have on her plate that she's trying to cover, right? And then we would have talked about what's in the way. Why is her income going up and down? Does she have consistent clients? Who is she trying to serve? How long has she been in business? We would have already had that conversation, okay? So for the sake of your mastermind groups, you're not gonna go through the G and the R. You're just gonna simply get an indulgent why from the woman you're practicing with. And then you're just gonna roll right into a pretend wrap up, okay? It's gonna look something like this. Haha, hold on one sec. My script just disappeared. Awesome. So we're gonna wrap up and create a sense of urgency. Are you ready? Drum roll. So Kimberly, I've just given you this little mini plan to help you find more clients so that you can really stop this income roller coaster. And I'm wondering, how are you hoping I could support you further with that?
Well, I'm not really sure. I know you guys have several types of programs, and I guess I'm just looking, I got on the call so I could kind of explore what that looks like.
Yeah, I'd love to tell you about some of our programs. Do you want to hear about that?
Sure.
Awesome. I really recommend our leadership program. I think it would be a perfect fit for you. It's a year-long intensive group training program where you will learn all about all aspects of building a business alongside of incredible like-minded women entrepreneurs. And you're going to learn so much about stabilizing your income. You're going to learn so much about how to build structures that hold you and your clients. And I really see you being able to stop worrying about making that monthly mortgage. Do you have any questions about the program?
I guess the only question that's left is what's the investment?
I'm so glad you asked. This is a program we put our heart and soul into, and we really wanted to make it a price that was affordable to most business owners. So what we're asking for this program is a $3,000 down payment, with monthly payments of $695 a month for a year. And one of the things that I really love about this program is that you get weekly support in the form of training calls, Q&A calls, mastermind calls, buddy calls, and you'll also get 3 business retreats where you'll learn how to speak, how to deliver your offer, and really change your money mindset. And what I see happening for you is once you're able to talk about your business, set your rates, and begin speaking your message with confidence, you're not only going to be able to make your mortgage, but you're really going to be able to set yourself up for sustainable income. What other questions do you have about this?
That down payment feels like really high for me. What, if anything, is there available with respect to that?
Yeah, I feel that. So it's the down payment that feels like a stretch, but the monthly payments feel doable?
The monthly payments feel doable, but that down payment feels like a massive stretch.
Yeah, I get it. You know, based on what you shared with me, I really want to make this easy for you because I feel like this program is a fit for you. You're ready. I feel your commitment. So I want to help you make this decision right now. And what I've seen is that being able to make a quick decision and commit is a huge part of business success. And when you don't make a decision, it just slows down your energy. So I really believe this is the right program, and I don't want you to have to worry about that huge down payment. So I want to offer you something called a quick decision discount. Do you want to hear about that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have the authority to drop your down payment from $3,000 to $1,000 if you decide in the next 24 hours.
And what if I could like split that up into into two payments?
So you would be able to do it if you invested $500 now, and then when would you be able to pay the next $500 for that down payment?
Preferably not in the same month I'm doing a 697. Could I defer like my first 697 out like to 60 days instead of 30 days and do 2 500s and then start the 697s?
I wouldn't be able to swing that, but what we could do is we could do $500 down and then split the second payment up into 250. So it would be 250 plus 697. So that would be your down payment would be 500. Your first month would be, and then your first 2 months would be $997 a month. And then after that, they would drop down to $697. How does that sound?
Sounds like I need to get to work really fast in the first 3 days and make myself 997.
Exactly. And what's true is you need to get to work really fast just to make your mortgage. And what I want to see you have are some plans that are going to be able to help you make that kind of money, not only to pay your mortgage, but to pay for this program. Because without this training, you're back to that roller coaster that I'm hoping you get off of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What other concerns do you have right now? And I'm just going to pause us. Awesome. So what Kimberly has beautifully led us into is the, right, I can't afford it part of the conversation, right? And you're watching how I'm dancing with Kimberly. I've got my piece of paper out. I'm actually doing numbers on my paper over here. Like I'm working with her, right? Because I really believe in Kimberly and I really believe this program's good for her. But notice I didn't just wave the whole down payment under the rug. I was just like, okay, forget it. I'm still working with her. I have that option in my back pocket, right? If Kimberly and I talk further and she really, really can't come up with that down payment, I can drop it again and just give her $500 for the deposit. And that's what creates that kind of urgency with our clients. Like this quick decision bonus is only good for today, right? And my deposit is something that I can play with. And I always want to start with my clients by saying what the deposit is, because you'll be surprised. A lot of people have the deposit. They're used to paying deposits for big ticket items that they really want. So start with it and then be willing to negotiate. Now, Kimberly gave me some objections, which was awesome. So leverage ladies, definitely role model what Kimberly and I were doing. For those of you in ELA, the main part of the mastermind group today we want you to get through is sharing your price, sharing what the deposit is, naming the monthly payments, naming how much the program is in full, and really slowly walking your client through that whole conversation. So don't give each other too much resistance if you're in ELA around prices. Let her walk through it because we want you all to build some confidence here. You'll get enough resistance when you get on the outside. Yeah, Kimberly, you got a question?
Do you always suggest charging a deposit? At this point in my program, I don't charge a deposit. I have a monthly payment plan and I have a pay in full incentive.
Yeah, we always recommend a deposit, Kimberly, and here's why. It gives you leverage in the conversation. Because if you offer someone your program without a deposit and they're like, I can't afford it, then you're dropping your monthly payment and you're basically taking that money out of your own pocket. And we don't want you to do that. If you have a deposit that is either the first month's investment or twice as much, now you have some wiggle room, right? Because people psychologically will make a quicker decision, will actually commit if they're getting something back, right? How many of you like to buy things on sale? Yeah. How many of you actually go to the sale rack first to see if you get something for cheaper before you go to the full price things? Yeah. Yeah, we just do. We want to get what we want for less. It's just psychology. And that's what the deposit's about. And the deposit is also about, ladies, when you onboard a client, they may not stick, right? Forest fire, national disaster, loss of a family member. They might not actually stick. And maybe you've had 3 or 4 conversations with them. Maybe you've sent them 3 or 4 emails. Maybe you've entered them in your Facebook group. You've actually worked for that client. And then if they pull out of your program, right, you have this deposit that basically paid for your time. That's really important. And when people ask you about your deposit, you can tell them, right, this is an admin cost. This is the cost of onboarding you, right? So there are real reasons to have a deposit and also give you some leverage. So ladies, what I know about these mastermind calls is that a lot of questions start to come up for us and they get answered actually in the groups when you practice them and you actually do them. So what we want to do, Shannon, are you breaking them up into groups for us? Or would you like me to do that?
We
Oh,
are
that's
going
right.
to go to, yes.
That's right. We're hopping off into different groups. Thanks for the reminder. So what we're going to do next is we're going to break into small groups. And we just want to remind you, ladies, if you just hopped into one of our programs from our event last week, which feels like a long time ago already, if you just hopped in and you don't know what the cost of your program is, you don't know what your program is yet, this mastermind call is not really going to benefit you, okay? But if you do know the price of your program, if you already are working with clients and you want to practice this mastermind, we recommend you stay on the call. But for those of you who are feeling like this is so much, I'm not anywhere near this, this is going to be enough for you. We're just wanting to give you a glimpse of what the grow conversation is. So what we're going to do next is all of you women who are in ELA, you're going to stay on this call right here on the line. And all of you who are from Leverage, we're going to hop off and jump on another Zoom call, and we'll break you into groups over there. Okay? Does anyone not know about how to get on the Leverage call? That would be a question I'd love to answer you. Yeah, Kimberly, it should be on your Facebook page. Yeah, so go there. There's a link to the mastermind call. It's also in your membership forum. Is that right, Shannon?
It is. It's in your membership forum, but the quickest way right now is on Facebook. There's a green mastermind post today. And this is just for our Leverage ladies. In the first comment of the green mastermind post, you will find the link for your Leverage breakout group. So we're going to meet you over in that classroom. If you're in leadership and ELA, you stay here on this link, and I've got you over here. I also want to mention that there's a post. I'm just going to share this here. There's a post up so that when you're in your classrooms, you will have this to look at. Let's see. Here we go. You will have this to look at on your Facebook group. It shows you the 5 things we're working towards in the W of Grow. So you can have this up while you're in your classrooms. It's on both of your Facebook groups. And if you're in Leverage, you're going to want to go over to the classroom link here. It's going to be in announcements, and it's this green post right here. You can find it right in announcements. You're just going to go to the comments, and you're going to look at the first comment right here. And you're going to see, boom, there it says the breakout room. It's this number with ending in 1238. Okay.
All right, I'm going to hop off and go to the Leverage call. Give me a few minutes to log in over there. Shannon.
Thank you.
Now.
Bye, Leverage ladies. If you're in leadership and ELA, stay with me here.
I'm not seeing it on the Leverage at all.
Oh,
2020 Leverage program, nothing green showing up in mine.
Announcements. You got to go to the announcements button.
oh yeah. Click on announcements and you'll see the green post there.
Okay, got it.
Okay, great.
Shannon,
Could you say that again, Shannon? I can't find it either.
Sure. It's in your Facebook group, click on announcements,
Okay,
and then you'll see the green post.
okay. Thank you.
We're navigating.
Shannon, hi, Shannon, it's Diane Cunningham. I have a question. I'm in the leadership group, and what I'm wanting, I thought I heard you say earlier that we can go in as an observer,
Yes.
and I'd like to do that.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lower all your hands. And if you want to just observe, raise your hand digitally, like raise your hand inside Zoom here.
And I really don't see where to do that.
If you click on participants,
Okay.
you'll have an option to raise your hand.
Okay. Well, anyway, you know.
I know it's you. I'm writing that down.
You know it's me.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
I got some observers here. This is great. This will help me give you guys better groups. Jennifer Hart, Sherry, you want that. Kathleen, you want that. Melissa and Angela and Nicole.
Is it
Did
time to
everyone-
click now, or are you going to tell us when to go?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna send you guys in just a second here. So let me get these going.
I have my name on that list too. You didn't mention my name. I raised my hand electronically.
What?
Charlie Leonard.
Oh, I've got you, Arlie. Yes. Yes.
And,
I've got
okay.
you as well.
And do you have Mary Lely?
I've got everybody whose hand is up virtually. If you don't have your hand up virtually, then I don't have you.
Okay.
You got Stephanie?
I've got.
I just figured it out.
Yes, you just figured it out.
Thanks.
Am I in the right room now? I thought I signed into the breakout.
Oh, hi, Nadia. You're still in the ELA group.
I clicked the announcement link. Okay, I'll try again.
Go to the comments and then get the second link that's in there. If you go to the comments in that green post, you'll see the first comment. There's 2 links. You want the second link in there.
Love you. Thank you.
I love you.
I'm a
Nadia and I are
dinosaur.
good friends. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you, Nadia.
Okay.
So you,
Shannon?
Christina, put it on the participants to raise your hand.
I did.
Okay. How are we all
Just-
doing? Are we ready?
Shannon,
Do you have any
do
questions?
you see my hand raised
Yeah.
on? Okay,
I
great.
do.
Thank
So
you.
if you have the little blue hand up in the corner of your picture, I can always see that too.
Oh, you can. Okay, great.
So just so we're all squared away, I've got Sal, Christina, Mary, Stephanie, Nicole, Angela, Melissa, Kathleen, Sherry, Jennifer, Arlie, and Marina.
And Diane Cunningham.
Yes, and I have you too. I have you at the top. Okay, we got this. We're doing this, ladies. Let me get us up here I'm going to get our rooms created. So we are going to go in, let's see, it's 11:39. Good news is we have tons of time here. We're going to take 8 minutes each. If you're practicing, you're going to get 8 minutes each. If you're observing, I'm not counting that in. You just get to watch. And you're going to have groups of 3. And okay, if you end up, you might have a 4th person that will be your observer. So let me just get you guys all squared away.
Can I ask a question, Shannon? I missed the first 20 minutes of the meeting. I apologize, but could you clarify what this meeting is about?
You know what I'm going to do is send you, since we've already covered all of that, I'm going to send you over to the Facebook page. There's a pinned post about what we're covering. So you can look at that and then you can listen in on your group and you'll get a chance to hear what's going on in there once you're in there. Okay.
And then, sorry, Shannon, so we go on the Facebook page and then underneath the green thing, I only see one Zoom call for this one, I think. And I don't have to go in the group if you don't, you know.
That's okay. Who, hold on. I know this is confusing. It's okay. We're just going to get it sorted. Who's talking?
Oh, this is Stephanie Ryan.
Stephanie, you're in leadership. Yes.
I'm an observer. Oh, I'm in?
You're in the right place.
Okay.
You're in the right place. You don't have to go to the green post because you're in the right place. That was just for our leverage women who went to another room. So you're in the right place, and I'm going to be putting you guys in a classroom momentarily, and then you'll be able to be the observer. The main thing is I have I have an issue with all my observers, so it's just taking me a minute. You guys are welcome to ask me questions while I'm getting your observer.
Shannon, how are you so calm when handling all this stuff on the laptop and all of our questions? You are a rock
Same
star.
question.
It becomes second. These breakout rooms become second nature.
Yeah.
Shannon, I have a question.
Okay. Speaking of
there's another session at 5 o'clock today. Is that right? With Megan.
That was yesterday.
Correct.
Oh, I missed that. Bummer. Okay.
That was yesterday. That is true. But don't worry, there's going to be another call right around the corner for you. Okay, Stephanie, we have you as an observer.
Shannon, I have a question about the deposit.
Yeah.
So is the deposit always going to be bigger than the monthly payment? Or
the deposit is always, well, not necessarily.
Less, does it matter?
Sometimes the deposit can be the same as the monthly payment. Totally possible. What I like to do is take the full price of my program, the full value. If it's $2,500,
perfect.
6 months, I like to divide it up into the monthlies, or I might divide, if it's for 6 months, I might divide it up into 7 payments. And that deposit is like that 7th payment. I might add some more money onto that deposit so that I have some negotiation power when I'm putting people in. That's kind of a good baseline to start with.
And then so with the deposit, you ask for that before your first call or something like that, right? To onboard.
The deposit, I would ask for, yeah, the deposit goes down when they sign up with you right then in the enrollment conversation. That's when you take the deposit.
Okay.
That gets them into the program, and then you just let them know the other payments have, you know, the full value, the full price of the program has been broken up, so you have one monthly payment after this.
Oh, okay. So if my first payment for my first month was $900, let's say, then it would be like, and you have a $500 deposit for this call right now, but then you would ask for like the extra remaining $400 within that month.
If it starts that month, absolutely. Like for instance, our newbies will know this. They put $1,000 down into they put $1,000 down to get into the program right now. And then their first payment is due October 10th. That's our payment day, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I just need a little bit extra coaching on this deposit.
Are you one of my newbies? I'm not
sure.
Okay, good. Yeah. Don't worry about it. We're going to get you there.
Okay, cool.
You'll totally get there. I'm still moving you guys.
Shannon, how many minutes do we have each?
8 minutes each.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
May I just say something, Shannon?
Absolutely.
So I just want to reach out to everyone who's new, welcome, and also to all of us who've been here a little while, to really embrace and enjoy not knowing. And I think that what you're going to see when we get into the groups and as the year flows, things start to feel, you start to feel it. It takes some time. And so I know it feels chaotic. I remember feeling like my head literally was not attached to my heart. And I now feel there's a little bit of semblance and that they are communicating with each other in a much more holistic way. But this is all so new, and we get to do it imperfectly. And that's what's really beautiful about what Sage offers all of us, is that we truly get to do this imperfectly. And so I just want to invite everybody to take a nice deep breath, and whatever happens in our individual classrooms, that we're here to support each other, and we can make 7,000 mistakes.
I love that.
Send that out there.
Misha.
That's so beautiful.
Thanks, Misha.
We love you, Misha.
Thank you, Misha.
Okay. In the spirit of that, what I'm doing is I'm not going to be able to get all of you observers squared away after all. It's just too messy. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have you guys just go into your rooms. You're going to be in groups of 3. If you're an observer, you can just listen in. You guys will get a little bit more time in there if you have an observer in a group of 3. That way we don't have to waste any more time trying to figure all that out. So
Shannon, there's something on this template that says it's $397 a month. Unless you're waiving, then it's $497 a month. Is that just a misprint, or is that where you're adding your money back in? On number 5, it says we'll waive the down payment, so it'll just be $497 a month, where previously it was down payment of $400 plus $397 a month. Do you recommend one or the other?
Right. No, I'm not recommending any prices, and I see what you're talking about. And that is actually it should say $397 to stay with what's above in number 3, but I'm not recommending that price. I'm just recommending.
I'm just wondering if you're.
Yeah. Great. Okay, ladies, I'm going to send you in 8 minutes each. We'll be back. I'm going to send you some, reminders in your breakout rooms, and then we'll be back here to debrief. So any questions that come up in the meantime, remember, as Misha said, deep breath. You've got this. If you're brand new, don't worry about it. We're going to get you there, and have fun.
Shannon, sorry, darling, if we get 2 newbies, do we just go ahead and practice on them somehow? Or?
Yeah, go ahead and practice and have the newbies practice. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, you guys have more than 2 newbies. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible. And I can come around and check on you guys as well and see how you're doing in your classrooms.
Okay, thank you.
All right, here you go. What happened?
3 newbies and me.
You did. Look at you, spoke it.
I can feel these things, sweetheart.
You totally did. I love that. Okay, where were
Hello, lovely.
So 3 newbies. You were in with Devishi, Mary, and Sherry.
No, I was in with Tracy. Oh, Tracy. I thought her name was. But anyway, Diane's assistant or something. Anyway.
Okay.
Hello, lovely. I just want to say.
Hello. Today is a specifically crazy moment. Let me just see. I'm going to put you in a group with, I see Maria and Julie. Those are 2 solid women. And then I'll go.
Yeah, I can bond them.
Totally. Okay. Room 16 for you.
I don't know, Julie. Julie's a newie.
No, she's not. She's there. She's one of the ones I've been coaching.
Julie.
I'm going to put you in there. Here you go.
How can I not know someone?
You will. You'll recognize her.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Alicia. I've been wondering how you've been doing because I haven't really seen you around much.
I know. I've been missing you, and I'm so happy I have a minute to chat with you. I returned early on accident.
Oh yeah, good. We're here. Maybe we should have a side convo later.
Yes, that would be awesome. I need some, well, just connection in general. But you know,
yeah,
the whole
totally.
experience of ELA is so fun.
Good. Well, today's a little crazy because I couldn't figure out how to get you guys all.
You worked it
in
out
there.
though. It worked
It worked?
out.
Good.
My group was good. I feel bad that I accidentally left early, but my group was really good.
Awesome. Breakout rooms are magic. Magic happens with breakout rooms. And so you can't really go wrong because all of you ladies are amazing anyways. Just taking leadership and practicing with each other and giving each other good feedback. Awesome. Welcome back, ladies. Just give us all a minute to arrive. You can just stretch with me if you want. Oh yeah, arms up. One of the things we did last week, Kenlyn Colleen, our leverage client, she talked about pushing out the space, creating more space around you. Especially, I find this so helpful in front of my computer, just having this like strong palm and just pushing out the space, just giving myself more room. Digital space can feel really confining sometimes, and just moving and stretching. Beautiful. I want to take a couple shares from the rooms. I know that you guys were rolling with it and having some people, some rooms were like fully all brand newbies. So I want to hear any ahas that you had or wins that you had in your rooms. I see hands going up. Let's see, Laura, what do you got? Are you there, Laura? Oh, we can't hear you. Laura, you're going to have to unmute and then start over. I just found you.
Sorry.
No problem.
So I actually was in a room with 3 other ELA sisters. And I know them all a little, but they were actually all fairly new to me. I haven't had individual conversations with many of them before. So it was interesting how everyone did the conversation their own way. Some gave more stories, some were more interwoven, some were more to the point, some were in between, but they all worked well.
Awesome.
So I think it was great just to see a variety of ways that people did it, and they all worked for each individual person, I think. So
awesome.
I
love that. Cool. Thanks, Laura. What I love about that is it is an individual. Like these conversations, they end up really being you. You are going to come through these, and what words are going to come out of your mouth are going to be unique to you. We can give you the template. We can even give you some of the words. And I've had my clients tell me, I literally spoke the exact same words you told me to say. And that works too. I do recommend that you try that on, but ultimately, like you're going to find your flow with it. So I love that. Okay. I want to hear from Alicia. Your hand is up.
All right. Yeah. So I was with a group. We have one newbie and a couple of us that have been in ELA since like April. And it was a really good mixture. I feel like I learned a lot about, in the wrap up, focusing on the benefits of the program and tying that back in. I feel like that was a piece that I get so detail oriented on what my program is and all the things that I have, and was not focusing on my client and what my client needed and what was important to them. So that was really good. And then also like tying in, one thing that we talked about a lot was offering support, but not being like the end all be all for your client, like letting them kind of pull that energy from you, like, and allowing the groups that you're creating to support what you're doing as well.
I love that. That is so beautiful. Super important thing that Alicia is talking about is they kind of actually go hand in hand. And you, at this point in the conversation, you're at the end of the conversation, you really want to give them a chance to lean in. So if you're leaning too far in at this point in the conversation, they might start leaning back, right? At the beginning of the conversation, you can totally lean in, get in really deep with them around the G and the R of the grow conversation, you know, and then at this point, you really want to just be really sitting back and allowing them to work with that energy of, am I leaning in and I'm not, am I in? So tying it back around to what the results are, to making it about them, is good too. You'll notice what Alicia's talking about. You'll notice when you're over giving the details of the program, you'll feel like you're losing them, or you'll feel like something weird is happening in the conversation and you don't know, you just can feel it kind of slipping. If that's happening, you want to rein yourself in on those details, because here's what I know. In these conversations, the details aren't what is going to sell. It's not what's going to help them make their decision. The thing that's going to help them make their decision is by hearing that what they're really aching for, longing for, the results that they really want to see have happen are possible with your support. So they just need to know that, right? Very generally, and you can take pieces of the program and tie it back around. And then they also are going to need to speak their fears and objections and have you work with them on those. If you're doing those two things at the end of these conversations, you're going to do well. So when you give them the program components, make sure it's a very basic outline, the very basic outline of what your program entails. And then just tie back the pieces to them that matter most to the results they told you they wanted. So I love that you guys were totally practicing that in your groups. Awesome. Devashi, let's talk to you here.
Hello, lovelies.
Hello.
So two things came up. One thing I noticed I didn't do that Sherry All did. She said, and by the end of it, I like that she was tying back again at the end of the investment level, by the end of it, so that they'd see that, tie the value, money value, to what the results. And then the other thing was, I had offered both a lower down payment and stretching the payments. And it's like, we'll just do one or the other, and then you have something else to work with if you feel like they're a really good fit.
Absolutely. Always, always, always just offer one thing. So I would only ever talk about stretching out the payments after I had worked through a bunch of objections with people. So once they were like, I can't make this work and I really want this, I'm a yes if it's not for the money, this is, only money I have access to right now. Then I would go into, let me stretch out your payments. If we offer that too soon, something like that, then we're actually not hanging out in the discomfort of them making their decision first. We're not holding the tension of making them the offer for the price of our program and letting them come back to us and telling us where they're at. We're filling the space, the discomfort of holding the tension. We're filling the space with, let me just make it really easy for you. And here's the thing, when we do that, we're actually energetically devaluing our programs, because you may well give the discount and the actual value of the program may be less than what the regular price is, and that's okay. But energetically, when we jump to give too much of a discount too fast, they're going to feel like this program doesn't have value and these numbers aren't real. These numbers, they're just, these numbers are just made up of air and she's just cutting it down all of a sudden for me. So it's really a skill to be able to deliver the full price of your program, stand in the value of it in your own body, in your own energy, hold the tension for them to really receive the full price of your program before you start negotiating a different discount or price or extended payments. And don't give them too many options, right? Like we only ever give out one discount, and I only wait until somebody pulls that out of me, right? Like that they need something like this to happen. Sal, you wanted to add on a question to that?
Yeah, what came up was a question about, thank you. I'd offered a pay in full discount, and then the question was to get a further discount, and I felt really uncomfortable with that. It's like, I cannot reduce the price of my program further than that. That is its value. And how do you feel about that in the current market? Like, I don't want to lose a client, but I'm also like, if you're not ready to pay that amount, then you're not ready to pay that amount, and I have to walk away from a lesser sale. But it's just what you're talking into. I'm like, I didn't want to, and I did. I said you can have $100 off, but I felt really like, no, that is my bottom line, is this is what it's worth.
So couple things there. First of all, it's really good to know what your bottom line is. And I recommend that if you have a bottom price that you're willing to go to, that you don't really make that the full price of your program, that you really make that like the price, the lowest price, that the lowest that you're willing to go should be the price of your biggest discount.
Okay. Yeah.
Got me?
Okay.
Okay. So when
So
you
change the
look at
price
what
of
your
the one-off.
what you look at your biggest discount is, and that's what your lowest price should be. So technically, your full pay price should probably be larger than step it up like that. Yeah. And that's just so that you're actually, you know, if that's the feeling it's bringing up at you. Now, I will also say this: it's good to have like some margin around your enrollment. So if you're going to enroll 10 people into your program, you want to know that you're willing to make scholarship rates for maybe 10% of them. So maybe for one person out of 10, you're going to give a really hot scholarship. And that person in that conversation has to be somebody that you feel 100% positive about bringing them in at a scholarship rate, because you know they're super committed and they have real financial need, right?
Yeah.
Once you filled that 10%, you know that you don't really have more scholarship rates, because it's not going to feel good to you to give those out, right? So those are a couple little tips there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sal. These are great questions. Pricing, programs, the ins and outs. All right, let's go to Marty.
Question.
Okay. It was very helpful. The breakout room folks were awesome with their, they listened and they gave me great feedback. So from that, I got out that I did a goof that I will never do again, I hope, is that I gave the top price first, and I started that way. So I have to flip that around, and I'll get that straightened out.
Tell me what you mean you gave the top price first.
Oh, because they wanted to know how much the program was. Well, I just came out and told them how much the program was, the 6-month program. That's what I did. They asked me.
Yeah, okay.
She said the full price.
I said the full price. Thanks, Jennifer. I just came out and said, they asked me how much it was. I'm like, okay. I told them how much it was, and I wasn't supposed to do that. So I learned in this model, this method, is that you start with the monthly payment, and then the deposit, and then if they ask you what the full amount is, and then we go into a fast action discount.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a couple ways of, I love what you're saying. There's a couple ways of working it. Yes, you know, giving them a monthly payment is always that's the service that you're offering. Like, you're willing to track these payments. You're willing to have your own billing systems in place so that you can offer them a monthly payment and they don't have to pay all up front. So that's actually a service you're providing them. So I love leading with that because it makes it more doable for most people. And sometimes I even say that in the conversation of that, you know, we offer an in-house payment plan to make this really doable for you. And then I blurt out the payments. Now, it doesn't matter if you say the payments and the deposit first or last or after the payments. I just want to clarify that. You can say it's a $500 deposit and 12 payments of, you know, $500. you can say it like that. You can also say it's 12 payments of 500 plus a deposit today. I think either one of those is going to work, and I don't want to get stuck on specifics like that. I'm gonna challenge you guys to really feel that out intuitively, what works for you as you're practicing this conversation. Because as long as you're giving out that payment plan, that's all that really matters. Now, a fast action bonus is typically what they will get discount wise for hopping in right away. If you are making your full pay price the fast action bonus, it may not work. Because remember, people can't always pay full pay. They might have to financially do payments. So if the only way you're giving them a fast action is if they do the full pay, they might not be able to take advantage of that fast action bonus because they don't have all that money. They can't cough up all the money at once, right? So you really want your fast action bonus to be something that a discount that they get for signing up with you on this call, or even just like one more follow-up call. Sometimes they need to think about it, right? But that fast action bonus, you're going to hold it for them as long as they jump into the program with you now. And that bonus, you're going to want it to be able to apply to those payments as well. Typically, the reason why the full pay price is less than the total of all the payments is because it doesn't cost you anything to take one payment. You know, there's no overhead, there's no follow-up. You're taking one payment for several $1,000s and you're done. They're in, right? You don't have to do all the other stuff. So we can charge more for payments because we're literally acting as a bank for them. We're literally giving them that service. So that's why you would want to give a discount on the full pay, but have a separate fast action that can apply to those payments as well. Awesome.
So like a discount, like an amount, like a 5% fast discount, like give it as a percentage then.
You can look at it as a percentage, but what's just really clean and easy is to have a fast action bonus of like, when you say yes right now, you're going to get this extra bonus call or whatever training, and you will get, we're going to lower your deposit today. So instead of $1,000, which you've already told them is the price of the program, you're going to get them in for 500 today. That could be a fast action bonus.
And then up the monthlies.
Don't mess with the monthlies. Keep your monthlies where they're at. Like, don't ever finagle the monthlies. If you want the monthly to just be, you want the monthly to just always be there. What you want to keep finagling is that deposit. So if you know you're going to offer them a fast action bonus and you want the $500 deposit, then you want to tell them in the very beginning, right, that it's $1,000 down and $500 a month for 6 months.
Sorry, I understand.
Then, yes, good. No,
So
these are all great questions.
Offering them an extra coaching.
What's that?
The come in now, the fast decision discount would be better to have like, here's an additional coaching moment.
Sure. So, right. So you're going to have certain bonuses that are part of your fast action. Like we had last week, event only bonuses that they get, right? So you get event only bonuses. That helps them make that decision right now. We're basically saying, now's the time. We're in conversation with you right here, right now. We're not drawing this out. You're going to get these bonuses when you say yes right now. And we also gave them the event only price, which was a lower deposit than what we would normally charge. It was like a $500 deposit when normally it's $1,000. Okay, cool. It's landing.
Can it both those or just one of those?
What's
like,
that?
You know, you're offering an extra coaching call, or you're offering to lower the deposit. You wouldn't necessarily offer both of those, right?
I would totally, those to me, those go hand in hand. I wouldn't offer 2 discounts. Okay, money. I wouldn't offer 2 discounts at once. But absolutely, you can have your bonuses that they're getting for saying yes, the fast action bonuses that go hand in hand with the fast action, deposit price, the lower deposit, right? So those 2 can go together. Awesome. I'm going to keep us moving here, and I'm going to go to Sarah. I want to get you guys all in if I can.
Hey, I just wanted to say I hadn't really done one of those the way that we did it today, and the group was so incredibly helpful. I just I can't believe the difference. It's gone from absolute terror in my mind to they gave me such a boost of confidence. I can't thank them enough. It was Bodie and Kathleen and Nicole. Mwah, thank you. But I honestly don't think I would have got to that point had they not, been there, sitting there saying, because I did what Bodie called it an offer stack. And it just kind of came out. And that was something that I will do. I mean, it was, I don't know, it was just fantastic opportunity. So thank you.
It's the beauty of practicing. I love that. Big kiss for Sarah and your appreciations. I want to just say, this is why we practice these. Seriously, like I don't go into any kind of launch without practicing myself and with my team. We want to role play these conversations. We want to relook at our scripts, like, before we go into this. So if you have a discovery session that is going to be on the books, or if you're going into a Facebook challenge or a launch and you're getting some discovery sessions on your calendar, you want to make sure that this is something that you're practicing with your buddies and you're getting feedback on. Because as Sage says, we like to get to the point where we're saying our prices as easy and as smoothly as please pass the salt at the dinner table, right? Like no energy behind it. But we only say that because we know there's a lot of energy behind it. When you get to that price point, it's like, it's so vulnerable. I'm about to put down a price and I'm about to feel what the decision is on either side, right? It's an investment. It's an investment of your time, but it's an investment for them too. So it's an investment on both of your sides. So I love that, Sarah. Well done, you guys. All right, let's go to Stephanie. Stephanie, I'm looking for you. Go ahead and unmute yourself. We can't hear you yet.
Is it me?
Yes, Stephanie is
I think there's one, so I'm always wondering.
Yes.
Slaywick, yes, thank you. Yeah, I had a question around the idea of the deposit. Like I can wrap my mind around it for a group program, but it's new for me as a one-on-one kind of program. And as someone who, I'm still putting my program together, but in the past, I've typically offered 3 months. So it feels like a deposit and then 3 monthly payments is a lot to squeeze into a 3-month time period. I feel like with a group program, the deposit, you can kind of make it make sense. It's like you're holding your spot, you're onboarding, and then the program starts on date X. But when you're doing one-on-one, I always feel like the relationship starts the moment that you take the money. And so it seems like the deposit and the first monthly payment are almost kind of redundant. At least that's how it's feeling to me in my head. So I kind of feel like I need to grasp it in a way that it makes sense to me so I can offer it to people.
Yeah, totally. So I want to give you guys an example. This happened, this was awesome because here for years, 8 years, I've been in these, business trainings and we're talking about all of this stuff. I have a back issue. I go to a chiropractor. The chiropractor tells me, we go through the first session in an intake and then he basically says, I can help you, yada, yada. It all was flowing for me. I definitely wanted to do this, but he set it up so that for 3 months, I would be coming in 3 times a week and I didn't leave the office without paying money on that right there. And he let me know how much I would be paying each month. So this was very unique in a chiropractic office. And yet, here's the thing. I started going 3 times a week for 3 months. And what did I do after that? I stayed on for like 2 times a week for the next 6 months or 9 months. And you know what? That was the first time in my life that chiropractic work actually changed what was going on with my back because I fully invested in my time, money, and energy. I've never seen another chiropractor do something like that. It's you pay, $60, $100 every time you come in. So I absolutely advocate that this can be real for these one-on-one sessions. And what I want to say to you, Stephanie, is that I get where that feels funny. The conversation starts right now. Maybe you just need to build up the value of the program a little bit. Maybe add in some extra bonuses or some extra content that they're going to get right there. Like this is what we were talking about a minute ago of like, when they say yes, they're going to get these extra things right then and there. Because one-on-one, that's really about those, you know, one-on-one sessions together, right? And so when you can give them some extra content, when you can give them maybe like a 2.5 hour VIP day, or you're going to give them this really cool assessment before you actually get started in your weekly, you know, or whatever bi-monthly sessions. You want to make sure that you build up the value of your program so there you've got some interesting things going on there so that it's not dollars per hour. And they're not going, well, I'm going to be seeing you 3 times a month and paying you $300 a month. So I'm paying you $300 a session, or, you know, $100 a session. We don't want to go there. We really want to make our programs, I lost Stephanie. Oh, there you are. Okay. We really want to make our programs robust and unique in that there's multiple layers of support that they're getting, right? So that we're not actually just taking cash per hour, basically. And this goes back to the mindset again of like,
Yeah,
when you're, oh, go ahead. I want to get your,
oh, no, it's okay. Finish what you're saying.
This goes back to the mindset of when you're looking at the price of your program and how you're pricing it, you really want to decide. So for Stephanie, if it's a 3-month program, you want to decide what that total price is and maybe divide it by 4, right? And so that you have 3 payments each month, but you have that leftover payment for the deposit. Now, this is where you can finagle before you've set the pricing on it. Maybe you want to add some extra, you want to, you know, bump up the monthly price and then really bump up the deposit so that you have negotiation power in the conversation, so that at the end of the day, when you give out the price, all 4 payments combined total up what the full cost of the program is. And you're no longer even thinking about it of like, this is what you get, this is what you're paying for each month. And so this is just some random extra payment over here as a deposit. Is that making sense?
Yeah, yeah, because I think the key is not, for me, not to be thinking of it as a monthly payment, because then the deposit seems like something extra.
Exactly.
Like it almost seems like it's better to have it as, you know, the program costs, you know, let's just say the program costs $3,000 and it's, you know, $1,000 up front and then whatever the remainder is over the course of the next 3 months.
Yes.
The only question I have beyond that, the only question I have beyond that is just like literally the logistics, because I feel like if I take a deposit and then, you know, next week I have a session with them and we start, at what point do I then, because, you know, like getting into this program, it's 30 days between the deposit and the payment. So if it's like a week later, I'm charging them again, I'm concerned that people might feel like that's too close. You know what I mean? Like people are used to making monthly payments. So
it's just, you're
would
going to
it be
build
like
up
every 30 days and then maybe at the end?
You know what? It's this one's totally up to you. But again, I'm going to stand firm in the value of your programs. And your program is you're offering it at a certain value. And so, yeah, you're taking this payment up front, which means they're in, the commitment is there. You guys are off and running. Like they're your clients. You're going to give them everything you've got. But if you're having this conversation at the end of a month and that next month is coming and your regular billing dates is the 10th of each month, absolutely future pace them and let them know that the first payment is due on the 10th of the next month. If you're having the conversation earlier in the month, that, you know, that payment, wherever you want to go, you totally can let them know your first payment's going to be due the following month because we're right up against that payment date. But I always let them know, hey, I mean, this is true for you too, Stephanie, like you guys just put down $500, your first payment's due October 10th. That's only a couple weeks in between because the program's starting, we're going to give you a full month content and everything. So I absolutely think it's okay as long as you just are transparent with them. You let them know like your first payment's going to be due in 10 days. They may decide to pay it all right in that moment, Or they may say, I don't know if I can do that in 10 days. Is it possible to get an extension on that? And then you're in conversation about that, and that's fine. It'll be super good
Yeah,
once
actually, I'm starting to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, I'm starting to wrap my head around it too, and how I could deliver it so that it also makes sense to the people. Because I think that's just what I'm concerned, that it won't make sense to people. And if it doesn't make sense to me, then when someone comes to me and was like, you know, what's going on with that, I don't want to be flustered. I want to, you know,
Totally
be grounded in what every piece of the program is worth and what it's doing for them. So I'm starting, my mind is starting to come around as you're talking about it.
I love that. And you're jumping into the fire here, because I know you're just jumping into the program. And so what I love that. And it's so true. It does need to make sense to us in order for it to make sense to them. Stephanie's 100% right. If it doesn't make sense to us, it's not going to land with them. And so we'll lose potential clients that way. So make sure that what you're offering makes sense to them. Now, I don't expect it to be comfortable for you. It needs to make sense, but I don't expect this to be comfortable for you. Expect yourself to blurt out the wrong words, to get, you know, sweaty during this part of the conversation. That's going to be happening. So if that's happening, know that that's okay. It'll get better. Okay.
Thanks,
I'm going to keep moving. You're welcome, Stephanie. I'm going to keep moving because there's other hands up here and I want to get everyone's voice in. So Ashley, what you got?
Hi, my question is about walking them through our marketable program. I realized that that's where I've been kind of lacking. And if it's a 6 to 10 step marketable program, but in my head, I break it down into 3, sandwiching an assessment and evaluation at the end. How, you said you don't want to lose them and go on too much about it, but can you help me understand how to really get into what the steps or marketable program part is? Are you just relating it back to what they were sharing their GNR are?
Yeah, you would be relating it back to them. So when you're going over your program components, that's what I like to call this part of the grow conversation, right? Like you're going to actually walk them through your program components.
Right.
You want to let them know how many calls they're going to get, how many workshops they're going to get, how many private sessions they're going to get. Like those are all the very basic things they need to know of what they're actually getting, right? Then from there, you can give them an idea of topics, but this is where you don't want to get into month 1, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this in month 2, and then we're going to do this in month 3. That's getting way too far in there. So you can say, this is where I like to tie back any topics from the program that are going to be, I like to highlight what those topics are that are going to be most important to the results that they want to get. I might not even tell them 100% of the topics. If I'm planning on taking them on, you know, this other, you know, process that they don't really even know about in this moment, but I know that that process is part of what I do with them to get them where they want to go, I might not even bring it up, right? Like I'm only going to say, we're going to talk about this topic. We're going to go deep into this area. This is where you're going to get XYZ, tying back to the results that they want. You don't need to give them all the specifics of all of your program in that one part.
You're focusing on the benefits and results in a way that relates, and the components, like you said. Okay, then so my main program would be my 1 year, but there are times where people are wanting to start with 3 months, you know, and then I've even had clients who are like, this is my budget, this is all I can do, but I really want to work with you. And instead of meeting with them weekly or every other week, we'll do once a month. And so I just want to know if we've got a focus and we know our program works and it's valuable, but we want to work with them, yet they're not ready to invest in a whole year, can we shift so that we can do, like, offer them a half-day intensive, or, you know,
Sure. Yeah. I think just getting started, it's helpful to have a couple things that you can offer, but I would only ever offer your program. At some point, your program's going to fill up And then you're not going to be able to offer these other, options to people. You're just going to be taking clients who are able to do your program. They're either in or they're out, and that's what you've got time for. But as you're building your way up to that, I think it's great to have a VIP day that you can sell to somebody who just simply is a no for your program. You've gone through the whole conversation. Maybe you've done a follow-up conversation with them and they really, really, really want to, but they just can't right now. That would be the only time I would say, well, I have, I have a VIP day, or I'd be willing to give you a smaller package just to get you started for, a one-time offer just to get you started, and just let them know that you don't usually do that because, you're focused on your program, right?
Yeah.
But I would never lay it out there, like, here's all the things you can choose from.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Ashley. Okay, we are at the top of the hour and I still see a bunch of hands up, and I want to say to you, we're over. I haven't seen, last week we were our big event, and I haven't seen a lot of people over there on the Facebook page. So please, if you still have a burning question and you really want this answer to these money questions, post that today on the Facebook page, tag me, tag Serena, and we will answer your questions over there. But I need to honor all of our time, and for the sake of running off to new meetings and new horizons, I just want to acknowledge all of you for showing up on the call today, for having such great questions, for practicing in your groups, for getting sweaty with giving those prices out. So let's just give a little sparkle fingers, and you can unmute yourself and make some noise on your way out. Just give us a little whoop whoop.
Sister.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you.
Nice
hang with you.
Bye,
everyone.
Shannon.
Soon.
Bye.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Bye.
Everybody,
Sisters.
lots of love.
Love you all.